Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Tia Kim, a psychologist, a parent-child relationship expert, and a mom. This week, our topic is being an effective and resilient parent for your kids and how that impacts your and your family's well-being. Our format today is going to be a little bit different. My 13-year-old son Grant is here again, and this week he'll be interviewing me. He'll ask about my parenting style and how I try to be an effective parent. He'll probably also share if he thinks I'm generally doing a good job.
We'll see about that.
When you feel more capable as a parent, you're more likely to have a better relationship with your kids. You're also more likely to view the challenges of parenting as opportunities to succeed. Good parent-child relationships and a warm connection between parents and their kids can help protect kids from problem behaviors and boost kids' self-esteem and academic performance. Conversely, if you don't feel effective, you may lose confidence quickly when dealing with tough topics or often focus on the negatives. So with all that in mind, Grant, what questions do you have for me?
How would you describe your parenting style?
So I think I'm pretty structured, and I put in place a lot of rules, and I typically have high parental monitoring, which is I like to oversee a lot of the activities that you're doing. Or in other words, as you often put it, I'm nagging a lot. I also think we have really open lines of communication and that I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you to talk to me about anything. And I'm really trying to give you a lot more autonomy and choice and independence.
The keyword is trying. What are some times that you feel not so effective versus when you feel effective?
So I think generally speaking, I do feel pretty confident that I'm an effective parent. But when you and your brother were younger, that's probably when I felt the least confident or the most ineffective. And particularly when you were a toddler, you were a little difficult. And for instance, you really, really didn't like to take naps, but you still really needed one. And so I always had to be racking my brain and trying to figure out how I can actually get you to take a nap. And so I had to really learn how to become more effective around implementing good strategies around that.
Yeah, I can typically tell when you're really confident or, less confident in a situation.
So I think what's really important to understand is that parents are people too, and we're really trying our best, and we're not perfect. But the more we try, the better hopefully we get and become more confident at being a good parent.
So what are some things that you try and do to be a good parent?
So I think I really do try to be patient and understanding, and sometimes that can be hard for me. And I think that I try to be a really good active listener, and I'm really trying to figure out the best balance between providing you with freedom to make mistakes and learn from them, and not be too controlling or micromanaging. So I think those are the things that I'm really trying to work on these days. What's your opinion? How do you think I'm doing as a parent?
I think you're genuinely doing pretty well as a parent. And it's good to know that even though things are tough sometimes, you're still able to push through and really try your best to parent me to the best of your ability.
Well, I'm glad that you think I'm doing a good job for the most part. That's good to hear. So even as a trained psychologist, there are parts of my own parenting style I'm still working on, and that's totally normal. Parenting, like most life experiences, is a learning journey, so give yourself some grace. Here are a few things you can try to help yourself feel like a more resilient and capable parent. First, set small goals and celebrate when you reach them. For example, maybe you commit to reading with your child one night a week for 20 minutes. Celebrate that time together and that you made space to connect with each other. Next, try looking at the bigger picture. If you think you messed up as a parent, say by missing your child's sports game, don't write yourself off as a bad parent. Think of all the other ways you love and support your child and continue to try and be there for them the best you can. And finally, be open to trying new things and cultivate a positive mindset. If a new way of approaching parenting or a family conflict doesn't work, that's okay. You can keep learning and growing as a parent. Do you have questions about effective parenting or how it can contribute to your well-being? Visit winterwellbeing.org to share those with me. Thank you, Grant, for joining us for these past few videos. It was really fun. I'll see you next week when a special guest is joining me to talk about gratitude and making time to celebrate successes. Thanks for watching.